Well, they are the largest protests in Brazil for more than 20 years, or around 20 years at least. On Monday, demonstrators took to the streets in cities including Sao Paulo, Rio de Janeiro and Brasilia. Thousands attempted to storm government buildings and rush the National Congress building in the capital. Shasta Darlington is live in Sao Paulo and joins us now. These pictures, they seem very dramatic. How widespread are they? Give us a flavour of how big a protest this is in the conscience of the country.
Well, Max, right now, this evening, the main protest is going to be in Sao Paulo. It's the only really big protest that's been called. It's just started, so it's really hard to say where it's going to go from here, but certainly we expect thousands. As you said, last night we saw the biggest protest in Brazil in more than 2 decades. 200,000 people across the country in a number of demonstrations. Here in Sao Paulo alone, 60,000 people took to the streets. And here, I have to say, it's been a very positive, a very sort of festive environment with people singing and chanting. And part of the reason is because the police want to show that they can handle these demonstrations. Last week, there was a harsh crackdown. They came under criticism. So they're really sort of taking a back seat and letting these demonstrators go wherever they want to go, up until at least the moment they try and storm government buildings, and then they do step in. So this evening we're expecting, again, thousands more people. This time we're in downtown Sao Paulo, kind of a seedy area, as opposed to the financial district where things got started last night. We never know ahead of time where they're going to go. They just take to the streets and we have to run after them, Max.
And would you say this movement is building momentum? Is it getting bigger every day?
Absolutely, Max. This started as a student protest about 10 days ago when governments across the country decided to raise the bus and subway fares. So this really started as a very specific, focused protest demanding that the government revoke that hike. It's turned into something much bigger. We've seen workers, teachers, commuters just pouring in and showing their support, also to denounce that police violence that we saw last week. But what they keep telling us is they feel the government is no longer responding to their needs through high taxes, through transportation fares. They're paying into a system that they say doesn't give them anything in return. And that's what we're hearing across all classes, across all sectors of society. And what we don't know is whether or not this will sort of fizzle out like the Occupy Wall Street protest, or whether this has got legs to go someplace further, Max.